say, how do you say, I'm just blessed to see another day. I go by the name of Terror the Barber, and this is Razor Sharp Podcast. Today, we have B Crispy in the building, and that man line is crispier than crispy today. Yes, sir. What's going on, my brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm live in the building, man. I'm just I'm in the shop right now chilling, man. I'm in between cuts, and
Okay.
I'm excited to be on here right now, man, with you.
Thank you, my
I've
brother.
been I've
Thank
been
you.
seeing a few of the interviews you've been doing, man. You do a good job, bro. You
Thank
got a
you.
lot of energy too, though.
I
I love it. I
appreciate
love it.
it. I appreciate that, brother. So we're gonna start off by, getting to the beginning. So what got you into barbering?
What got me into barbering for real, man, was I had an older uncle. He was down the street from my house, and he owned a barbershop, neighborhood barbershop. And I used to see people come in looking messed up, and they'll leave sharp. And I was really inspired, and it was interesting to me to be able to see that transformation in real life. Like,
Uh-huh.
we see it on social media all the time, but it's different when you sit in a barbershop and it's your first time seeing this, and you like, man, he looked like a totally different person.
Yeah.
Um, but that's kind of like what got me interested in wanting to cut hair. So as a young, and I'll practice, and I'll be messing my stuff up and going to school, and people like, man, who cut your hair? And I'm not telling them it's me, you know what I mean? But growing up inner city Detroit, it's especially during the times where I grew up, a lot of kids was less fortunate. Your parents really couldn't afford to take you to the barbershop every week. Your parents was taking you down there once a month. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, I want my shit sharp all the time. So what can I do to do that? So I started practicing on myself. Went to cosmetology school when I was 20, and
Okay.
after that, the rest was kind of history.
Okay, so what's the first pair of clippers you ever picked up?
First pair of clippers I picked up was a pair of Walls. It was a Wall Senior corded,
Of
and it
course.
was janky. The blade will move side to side, so I had to figure out how to tighten it. And
Okay.
that was the first clipper I used.
How did you get those?
So crazy story. My dad used to like touch his own stuff up. You feel me? And he he's actually incarcerated. So I was telling him about me wanting to cut my hair and stuff like that, and he was like, "Man, I think I might got some old clippers at your grandma's house." So I go and check it out, and they was there. Crazy
Wow.
enough, they was there. So this was some old ass Wall Seniors. Like, I'm talking about, they had rust under everything. I had to like oil them down and go get new blades and do all kind of stuff. But
Okay.
that's how I got them for free.
Oh, listen, those are the best pair. One that's already seasoned, and you got to make sure that you do exactly what you got to do to get them right. So that's
Right.
amazing that you was able to find a pair at the crib. And was the people in your life pushing you to be better when it comes to barbering, or was it
So
just like a habit, like a hobby at the moment?
that's a great question. So like my mom really was pushing me to do it. Like, you shit. You need to go ahead and practice on your brothers, because if you practice on your brothers, I ain't gotta take it on no more. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
she was always pushing me like, you need to fix this or fix that. And when I went to college, a lot of people was telling me like, don't drop out of college and go like try to be a barber, because you're not gonna make no crazy money, stuff like that. So I I wish I would have did it sooner. But
uh,
once they start seeing like I had talent, and once they start seeing like, okay, he's serious about this, I think I started getting a lot of motivation from a lot of family members and people.
okay. So coming out of Detroit, and you said that you went to barber school at 20. What made you want to go to cosmetology school? What was there barber schools around, or
So
was cosmetology only thing that you seen?
the issue where I was at in Ohio, so I was in Ohio at the time when I made the decision to be a barber. There wasn't that many barber schools in the area. I know how certain states, they like, some of them don't really got a lot of barber schools depending on what state you in,
Yeah.
and they have more cosmetology schools than barber schools. So I'm like, shit. I felt like I knew a lot based off my uncle kind of showing me the rundown, but I was
Mhm.
like, it's closer to just go to cosmetology school, because if I had to drive an hour or two away, 2 hours away, you know what I mean,
Ooh.
to Columbus, which is like a big state. I mean, a big city in Ohio. But I was like, man, I'm gonna go to cosmetology school. This shit 30 minutes away. Why not just do that?
That's
So
what's up.
I just chose that route.
So as far as going to cosmetology school, Was there a mixture of barbering in there, or they only just did cosmetology?
No, like honestly, it's crazy. When I went to Paul Mitchell, I went to Paul Mitchell in Toledo. It really wasn't no barbers there. I
Mm.
was really the only person that was like following a barber kind of program,
Okay.
and was dope about it. They was damn near trying to hire me as a teacher after I
Yeah.
graduated.
Okay.
Just because it's like I walked into the school already seasoned, so I was familiar with the craft. So a lot of people was amazed that I was in there doing what I was doing already. So they would just send all the haircuts to me.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you got your master what? Do you got your master barber license or master cosmetology?
cosmetology.
Okay. And in the state you in, you can also practice barbering?
Yeah, I could. I mean, necessarily you can't pick up a razor. You know what I
Okay.
mean? That's necessary. That's the only thing that's the difference. Just
Okay.
can't pick up a razor. That's the only difference.
Okay. Now, do you plan to go to get your master license, or you just gonna leave it as is?
I've been thinking about trying to go get an instructor's license, man. I think opening up a school is a wonderful thing. I think it's a lot of obviously revenue with that, but outside of like the money aspect, it gives you an opportunity to give back to the community. You know what I mean? Like I know a lot of these schools, and I'm not bashing barber schools, but I know a lot of schools they don't teach a lot.
Yeah.
They don't bring people in to come mentor and talk to people. So I think with a person like me being able to understand the industry, and I'm currently in the industry,
Yeah.
I think I could definitely, I could drop some gems and teach some people some real stuff and give them an opportunity to excel in their career.
It's amazing to hear now that I'm hearing so many barbers are thinking about becoming instructors. I see that you got 10 plus years in the game. I got 15 years in the game. I know when we first started out, we probably didn't even know that you could be a barber instructor or make it a, a career, and now
Right.
I'm hearing more and more people say that they're thinking about becoming an instructor. I'm also thinking about becoming an instructor. I just don't want to go back to school to get the hours, but I'm
Man,
seeing it that it's
it's
big
so hard
money.
to go get them hours too. It's so hard to like go back and go get them hours in between. It's like a full-time job down there.
Yeah, but I think we should do it though. Both of us. I'm affiliated with a barber school down here. I visit a lot of barber schools in Georgia, and I see that there's always opportunity that I could just go in and teach what I'm good at, which is social media branding. I don't got to go in there and teach the methods of sanitation and cutting, but
You're right.
I could just teach what I love to do, which is have conversation, dialogue, and how to bring awareness.
That's smart. That's
So.
smart. I never looked at it like that. That's actually genius, man. I think that's definitely a good way to look at it. Like I
Mhm.
never even thought about it like that. Like you could go in and do that because a lot of people in the schools they don't be teaching that type of stuff.
No.
Yeah, they really don't teach that type of stuff. So I think it's an avenue for that, man. I think that's actually genius.
And you already doing it with your but you got the thing that's going on your social media. You got your books, you got your ebooks and everything like that. You already teaching these courses of how to become a better barber, a seven-figure barber. That it's already put into your path that that's the
Yeah,
next thing that you need to be doing because you already informing like-minded people, students and seasoned barbers. And I love when you drop these messages every single day. It just comes to my phone, and it's
yeah,
things that I know, but it's always good to just get something thrown at me for the day that's going to keep my mind sharp and keep me focused on what the prize is. And when you dropping these gyms every single day, if you guys not locked in, join this community because it doesn't matter if you got 1 year or 10 years, 15 years in a game. There's
right,
somebody that's going to bring some awareness to you, something that you probably was thinking of that you forgot about, or just a
right.
refresher. Me, I need constant reminder
Yeah,
of the reason why I'm in it and why I'm doing it and why I'm giving this opportunity. And you drop them gems every single day of the reason why we need to be doing it. So I definitely want to thank you, my brother, because you don't have to do it. You take the
yeah,
time out. You got a
yeah.
family, you got a career, you got things that you got going on, and you take the time out to do that. What's fueling you to do all that you're doing? Because if we click your link in your bio, you got a lot going on.
Yeah, so a long time ago, I noticed that it was hard for people to give you information, and I didn't like that. You know what I mean? Like I call them the gatekeepers.
Hmm.
But um, after I got out of school or whatever, I'm like, you know what? All the things that I learned, you can hear me.
Yep.
all the things that I learned, all the things that I understand, I want to give that back to the community.
Yeah.
So I created the Be Crispy Game community, and pretty much I just drop gems every single day. Now, what helps me with that is I always want to remain humble as a barber. You get what I'm
Mm.
saying? Because I think a lot of times we can get the big head and we can get arrogant because, oh, I make six figures. Oh, I charge 100. Oh, I cut this NBA player, or oh, I cut this NFL player, and then you will forget where you came from. So not only am I giving this information out to help other barbers and keep them humble and keep them in remembrance, it's also to help me too, because it's like it's people out here still trying to figure it out, bro. Don't forget where you came from. You get what I'm saying? So
Yes.
I take the time to sit down and do those every single day. I try to at least post once or twice in the group just to give just to give those gems and information out to people. And then one of my homeboys, he always used to tell me too, like if 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 we becoming barbers and we can become seasoned barbers and master barbers, and we took the time to learn all this information, a lot of people always want to take from the industry and never get back to the industry.
Yeah.
You might have got me this, that, and the other. I'm gonna take it and run with it, and I'm a hug it tight and gatekeep it, and I'm not gonna give it back. No, man. Remember, you was at that point too. So that's pretty much how I started to Be Crispy Gang, and I keep that going. I think it's at like 1.1K subscribers. Everybody pay attention and shit like that. And then I also have my ebooks. My
Hmm.
ebooks was just information that I learned over time that people would ask me constantly, bro, how did you do this? How did you move from another city to start all over making six figures to being broke again and starting it all over again? Like people ask me these questions. So I'm like, if I got 10 people asking me these type of questions, I might as well go on and make a book about it.
Hmm.
Give out the information. Now I do charge for my ebooks. Don't get it twisted, but I'm not knocking nobody across the head. I'm not charging $100, $200 for this information. This
Yep.
information is anybody can afford it. Like you can McDonald's, you're gonna spend over $10 every time you go, some type of way. This stuff is
Absolutely.
this stuff is under $10. You know that I'll be giving out, and I do deals and stuff all the time. But the reason why I put a price on that information because it took me a lot of time to create this, and
Yep.
everything ain't free.
Nope. And plus, when you give out free, people don't appreciate it.
Right.
When they got skin in the game and they put a couple dollars to it, they'll pay more attention to it. I've downloaded hundreds of free ebooks,
Yeah.
and I would never crack it open. But
Yeah.
if I pay for an ebook, at least I'm gonna open it up and see what's really going on in there and see if it's something
Right.
I can take from it. So we always got to put a value on it because
Right.
why not? You know what I'm saying? And like
Right.
you said, you ain't cracking people over the head. I bought ebooks at $50
Yeah.
that's only 23 pages, and I'm disappointed, and I want a refund just because you
Right.
ain't do nothing but go on Canva and ask ChatGPT a couple
A
questions,
couple
and
questions.
there's nothing in it.
Right.
But so I definitely seen a few of your ebooks that I'm definitely gonna be purchasing today because
Yeah.
it's just things that I need to focus on. Like you got one on social media, you got one on I think it's being a seven-figure barber, right?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So I seen them and I was like, okay, well those are the ones that I'm going to grab to next because I just bought three other ebooks that I'm about to finish, and I said, well his is going to be the next one. So I definitely
Yeah.
recommend to everybody out there to pay attention to people, barbers out there that's bringing gems to the game and don't just focus on the price tag, but focus on what they giving, how much
Right.
information they are forming, and it's people like you that I see that's definitely doing something.
Yeah.
So you in a salon suite now, right?
No, I was crazy, bro. I actually come from home now.
Oh, you come from home. You
Next
make that
level.
you make that shit look like a salon suite, bro. Cause I'm in a salon suite. So I was thinking that you was in a salon suite. So you cut that overhead
Yeah. So
all together.
I didn't cut in the hood shops. I didn't cut in the commission white salons. I didn't
Uh-huh.
cut I didn't cut in the suites. I didn't cut from the crib. So I done seen all different avenues of how it all works. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But me personally, the reason why I came home with it is just because I felt like I had a solid amount of clientele that I really didn't need any more new clients. I just had my clientele locked in. It was making me good money. I see them regularly. They've been locked in for years. And I'm like, man, I'm taking it to the crib. But not only because of the overhead. Another reason was because I was having so many damn kids. And I didn't want to miss out on my kids' life. You know, I
Uh,
wanted to make sure that at least I'm here and I can see them and I can watch them grow. When I was at the barber shop and I used to work when I was young and I used to go there at 7 in the morning and won't leave at midnight. And that's not the type of lifestyle that I want to live, being a father and a husband. So
yeah.
I decided to just take it on to the crib.
That's amazing though. It's funny to see how we have so many different ways that we could cut hair. We could be in a barbershop, we could be in a salon suite, we could be mobile.
Yeah.
Now we can keep it right at the crib where you could go from the garage to the crib
Yeah.
and be comfortable. So how was your experience? Like I want to break down those different ways. How was your experience when you was in the barbershop? How long you was in the barbershop and what made you leave the barbershop and go to a suite?
So when I was in the barbershop, uh, I worked at I would say it was like a neighborhood barbershop. It was called Cliff's Corner Barbershop. The owner was wild. He was cool as hell, funny as fuck. He was wild though. He did more entertaining than cut hair. You know what I mean? Like he was, you know how the barbershop is. But
Yeah.
I worked there for about. I say I worked at the barbershop for about 5 years total. I left and
Okay.
came back a couple times, but I would say like 5 years total. And what I started to notice is when I was in the shop, I saw a lot of things going on in the environment that could distract the haircutting. You get what I'm saying? It's cool to have camaraderie. It's cool to laugh, crack jokes, shit like that. You got people coming in trying to sell you shit, plates, and niggas want to come in and try to talk to you about, let me get you, hey, let me bring my food truck up here, bro. And it's just like a lot of stuff going on. You got people coming in trying to sell you barber products. You got people coming in trying to sell you clothing. So like, it's a lot of distractions. Some people, they even want to come and just hang out. You get what I'm saying? Like hang out
Yep.
and kick it and just laugh and drink a beer. So the shop was definitely, it was amazing. It was definitely amazing. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about how the business runs itself, and seeing from obviously my mentor at the time was a shop owner, seeing how he run his business. But there was a lot of things that I didn't like. Some of the vulgar music that be playing in there. You got kids and people. Some women bring their kids in, and some of the conversations can be a little bit wild. I thought that me having my own experience for my clients would give me opportunity to make more money. So
Mm-hmm.
what I did was pretty much I pretty much created my own salon suite. So what I did was I went and leased a spot that had an upstairs and a downstairs. So it was a salon suite upstairs and a salon suite downstairs on the main road. And
Mm-hmm.
I had one barber, my boy he was upstairs and I was downstairs, and we just ran it like that. Um, it was different, paying a little bit more. You know what I mean? Because you got your own spot, you got to pay a little bit more. Um, but to be able to create my own environment, it benefited me and it gave me an opportunity to raise my price because now I got more space rather than having this little bitty ass booth. I got more space. I can buy more tools. I can buy blow dryers. I can buy machines, and I can give my clients more of an experience. I can control the music. I can control the environment. I can control the whole experience. So it was a way better opportunity for me. So going from the barbershop to the suite, and then COVID hit. And
Uh,
when COVID hit, everything was wild and crazy. I don't know where you was at, but in Ohio, they was if you got caught cutting in a barbershop during COVID, it was $1,000 fine. Second was another $1,000 fine. Then lastly, they'd take your license away. So they
okay.
was getting real strict on people. So a lot of barbers was either cutting with the door shut or they was cutting out the crib. And I chose to cut out the crib. I'm like, man, I'm just cut out the crib because we don't know when it's gonna be over with. And
Yeah.
what I noticed was me cutting out the crib, my clients, they start liking that shit way more. They're like, the way you got it set up, the environment. Why go back doing where you was at when you got the same thing at the crib? You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, my spot back then, I had created like 4 walls in my garage and separated from my garage and set it up like a suite, and I just
Okay.
did that. The spot I'm at now, I got my own suite in my own house. Like it already came that way. It was supposed to be like an office, but I turned it into a suite, and it's perfect.
That joint look just like my joint right there. So when I see your videos, I was like, yo, he gotta be in a fight. I said, first of all, his
Like,
suite look big. I was like, yo, his joint, he got a large size suite and that joint is fire. Just to
yeah,
know that it's your house is even amazing.
yeah,
During the pandemic, I was still in New York because I moved down to Georgia 4 years ago, and I was in New York, and we got shut down hard. So I didn't cut the whole pandemic from when they shut us down and we was shut down for 3 months.
Yeah.
I wasn't cutting at all. I didn't even know what was really going on outside because me and my family just didn't go out like that. And I was working nights at my other job at the airport. So I would only go from my crib to the airport and back and then
Yeah.
go food shopping at like Pathmark. But I didn't know people were still outside at the liquor stores. The Chinese restaurants are still open. Dudes are still cutting hair. I was
Yeah.
oblivious to what was really going on from 2019. Um, that was around, I think it was around April. I think it was around April that we had shut down.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy because the first signs of COVID, that was January. I was in DR. Somebody got sick. Everything got shut down. We flew back. We were one of the last people to fly back into the state before they did a government shutdown. And it had to be like March that they shut us down. March, April, May, June, and we got back out June, and it was just hectic. I did not know that the world was like that outside.
Yeah.
And so during the pandemic, you was having people at your house, and you were still cutting.
Yeah, man, it was a lot, bro. I had niggas had to have hand sanitizer, mask. It was like so much stuff that I had to do. But you got to think about it as barbers. We weren't getting no. Some people got the PPP loan if you was an
Yeah,
owner and had employees, but people weren't getting no money. They weren't making. They didn't think our job was essential, so
yeah,
they weren't giving us nothing. So what
yeah,
I'm gonna do? I got a family and kids. I got to take care of my people. So I got to go out there and be in survival mode and risk the chances of me getting COVID and all kind of stuff. But that's just the nature of the game. Like, what you want me to do? You know what I mean? Like, I ain't got no choice.
yeah. You know, it's so funny. It's crazy you say that. A lot of times I'm oblivious to the sacrifices that barbers have to do because I've never been a full time barber. I mean, I've always had great structure, but I've always had a 9 to 5, even
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
So when everything shut down, I was still at my job. I was able to get paid for my job and collect unemployment because they was cutting hours. So
yeah,
I was good. I didn't know like you like I didn't know what barbers really had to go through. So when I was hearing barbers is still cutting hair, I'm like, how can you put your life in jeopardy? How can you put your family in jeopardy? But I understand now that you're saying
yeah,
it. Mind you, we like 5 years later.
yeah,
I never had conversations with barbers about it. It's just, we got back to it, got back cutting, and just things just kept going. But it's crazy to hear that you say that you had to sacrifice yourself to
yeah,
make sure that your family was able to be good.
yeah,
And we need to have that kind of conversation because God forbid it occurs again. So this is just showing us that we need to be in a better position. Like a lot
yeah,
of us didn't have LLCs then. Now we're
yeah,
treated as a business and have LLCs just
yeah,
because of that. If this occurs
yeah,
again, we have skin in the game. We have history of being a business, and
yeah.
if we need to get a PPP loan,
We
we should
can't.
be able to get it.
Yeah,
So I tell people all the time that the pandemic fast forward a lot of things for
it did. It sped
everybody.
up a lot of things. It made people really realize like what we really need and what we don't need.
Hmm.
What we need to turn the pace up on and what we need to slow down on. It really did, bro. It
Yep.
really did. Like think
And it
about
made the prices of the haircuts go up because before we had to go to people's homes and cut their
yeah.
hair during the
Cause look,
pandemic, it was
cause
twenty
look,
five 30. Now we 50 and up.
I was charging 40. I was charging 40 something, and then when the pandemic hit, I said it's over with. I'm charging $65 to $100 depending on what it is because it's COVID. Like I don't want to cut a lot of heads, but I got to make some type of money. What it
Yeah.
did was it made barbers realize that they can actually scale that high, and people still pay that. But what we got to remember is it's not COVID anymore, so you have to adjust to what the economy is doing. I know some barbers charging 100. That's slow. They ain't making no money. You get what I'm saying? I know
Yeah.
some barbers that's charging 40 and they book back to back to back to back to back all day and they cutting and they cool. They making more money than $100 barber. So
Mm.
I think with the pricing, as barbers, we got to really sit down and analyze. Am I really worth this price? How much would you pay if you cut the way you cut, get the experience you get? Would you pay your barber $100? And sometimes
Mm.
just you got to sit down and really realize that shit. Like, am I really worth that? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I love the fact that you say that because that's the whole talk of the industry of I'm getting $100, I'm getting $200, $300, and yeah, you may get that, but you may have 4 clients for the day, maybe 3 clients for the day, but you're making it seem like you booked up. Or nah, I'm doing a lot of house calls. Yeah, but the house calls is not you doing you putting wear and tear on your vehicle. You
Yeah,
may get a ticket. Your
yeah,
clippers may move in
And get
while you're
chips
going
and,
about and break something.
yeah,
But everybody's thinking that I need to be charging this, and we see like here's what social media did. We can see the quality of work, and I can click your link in your bio to see if you really booked up.
right.
Now, people say all of these things online that they doing this and they doing that, but all it takes is me to do 5 minutes of an investigation
Investigation.
to see that you're really not doing that. And I feel like a lot of barbers out there that's creating this narrative is really putting a damper on the barber industry to make it to show these barber students that when they come out, oh, you got to charge this, you got to be doing 30 haircuts a day and this and that. And I'm like, no, where's the sanitation? That ain't being shown at all. Like, if you could do 30 haircuts in a day and you're not even having a full day, you're really doing it in 5, 6 hours, and each cut is 15 to 20 minutes. I don't care if you Speedy Gonzalez with it. Where is the sanitation at? I
Yeah.
never see you sweep, but yet the floor is sweat. So are we just saying this? Are we lying? Or are we really doing that?
Give
And
people with that social media stuff, it's like what I like to tell my mentees is, bro, social media is not reality. Bottom line, when I teach a course and a dude come into my spot and go one on one with me and pay me for that one on one class, he's seeing everything from sanitation to what I'm doing in between cuts, how I'm shooting my content in between cuts, all that. Now, if I could make a video on that, it'd be crazy. And you just sparked an amazing idea in my
you if you do that, because I'm nosy, you do that video of a day in the life, a real day in the life, and it gotta be paid for. I'm paying for it because that's what we don't see. I don't know homeboy name, right? I forget his name. I think it's Breezy or something like that.
Okay,
But
that nigga, I know him. I know who you talking about.
and he does the 30 haircuts in a
Time
day,
slots and stuff.
and he be and you can see the clock, right? And I'm looking at the clock, and the clock is not accurate. First of all, second of all, I know that you selling this course, so you're not going to show a day in the life because then your whole practice will be done as far as people buying it.
Right.
But it's not reality, bro. It's
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
because you trying to tell me that no client is ever late. You trying to tell me that there's never a client that want to line up and come in, and you actually got to get a taper.
It's some
Like
stuff going on. It's some real stuff going on that barbers know that we ain't seeing that.
like this would be having me, and I'm on social media a lot. I got 2 phones, so I'll be on both my pages looking at multiple things, just seeing things going on. And I'm like, the barber game is so crazy. And I'm happy that it's now um popular to be a barber. I was told one time that barbering is like being a garbage man. They degraded us in that aspect. And I'm like, but a garbage man makes $60,000 to $75,000 a year.
Yep.
Just because they got to torch your trash inside their truck and take it back to the depot. But it's a respectable career that got a 401k
Yeah.
that you getting crazy money. But
What I like to tell people too is, man, like, don't believe that. Like I said, one thing, the social media shit is not reality. Number one. Now I'm starting to slowly see it's dudes on TikTok and dudes on Instagram showing, look, watch me make 10K off working this 9 to 5 job. And they
mhm,
show how they going to work, saving their chips, getting checks, getting direct deposits. So I think slowly the real is always going to be the most popular because people are starting to coming out and exposing the fake. They're exposing it. You get what I'm saying? They're exposing it. The $100 barber might be popular right now, but here soon it's gonna be dudes like, oh man, I charge 65, and this is what I make. Um, I
yep,
also think that it's important to, um, like with the group that I got, you know, giving real information out to these people. I do believe, like what you said, a lot of these barbers coming out of barber school, they mind's gonna be all over the place because they ain't gonna know what's real. They ain't gonna know they ain't gonna know the steps. They're not gonna
mhm,
know about going to a barber shop and trying to make your name for yourself and building clientele that way. They think they could just go cut out the garage and I could charge $100 and niggas is gonna start coming as long as I
yep,
make content. And it don't work like that. Like there's a 1% chance of a person doing something like that and being successful at a bar as a barber. We got to show and talk more about putting the footwork in and showing the levels and steps of this.
yep,
I think that's more important than anything. And people like me, people like you that understand this, we got to give out that game. We got to
That's a
give out
fact.
that game because we get lost if just scrolling on our phone. We get lost just scrolling on our phone, thinking everything is reality when it's not.
Salute to that. Sir Faye said, "Man, as a new barber, he's speaking facts. That's the truth right there, my brother." Now, as far as you being an influencer, a barber influencer in the industry, who are some influencers that influence you?
So growing up, it's crazy. It's crazy. So growing up, the main people I used to watch. So this, I'm gonna tell my age a little bit. The main people I used to watch is Smash the Barber. He was out of Houston. I think he was out of Louisiana. He moved to Houston. Uh, Moose the Barber out of
Mhm.
Chicago. Older Arabic dude, Muslim. He cool as hell. And I used to watch 360 Jeezy because of YouTube.
Jeezy,
And for a long period of time, I used to watch OG Walker.
OG.
So what got me, what got me into checking out your page was I saw that you did an interview with OG Walker, and I
Mhm.
listened to that interview. I'm like, damn. I'm like, I like OG Walker. You know what I mean? So to be able to hear that and get personal, and then one thing I like about all those barbers that I'm talking about, probably other than 360 Jeezy, they all really, really like approachable. And
Mhm.
that's what I like about the barber game. You know, I think as a barber, you should be approachable. So those was the influencers I watched. And what's crazy, Smash follow me and Moose follow me. And those
Mhm.
like were the two main barbers that I always stayed on because I'm an enhancement barber. I like enhancements. Smash use enhancements and Moose use enhancements. So I really watched them growing up, and then like it was crazy. Like when they followed me, I was like a kid on Christmas, like because
Feel
you
good. It
don't
feel
think about
good.
things like
Yeah. I mean, but you
that.
gotta understand, right? So when you put in that work and like you said, Smash. A lot of people follow Smash because it's detailed, just the way that he present himself. He's an OG in the game. You know,
Yeah,
even OG Walker said that he was watching them. So
yeah,
it's those are the kind of barbers that we know of.
right.
But the reason why Razor Sharp Podcast is even here is because the OGs are starting to get lost within the generational gap. And I feel like it's my job to keep that connection going. People don't know who Ivan Zoot is and
Nope.
G Wiz and stuff like that. And
No, they
these are
don't.
people that if it wasn't for them paving the way, there wouldn't be the things that we can do now.
Right.
So I find myself all the time always mentioning the same people in different conversations just because one, I want to see if you know these people. Two, if you don't know, I want to put you on the game so you can do your research later. And I have to highlight them because if I don't do it and I don't push it forward, then these people are going to get lost. And then when they die off, then the history is going to be
Yeah,
dead. So
like these dudes we talking about. You know how you had Smack DVDs back in the day
yeah, yeah, Swag,
for
yeah,
rap,
yeah,
right? These dudes would have DVD tapes, bro, like
yeah,
selling tapes on how to show niggas how to cut hair and look at my highlights on my. You know what I mean? Like this is
yeah,
like old school barbering to the next level where dudes had to really put in the footwork and you had to have something different that made you stand out to get your name out there. You had to go to barber shows.
yep,
You had to pass out business cards. You had to make sure every client was a walking billboard and everybody saw your cuts for what they were. Now
yeah,
social media is watering it down. Now I can chat GBT some shit, make an ebook. Now I can show you one side of a haircut, but I don't see the other side. Let me see your
yeah.
symmetry. Now I can't see your symmetry.
Make
Like you
sure
get
it's
what I'm saying?
symmetric. That's a fact.
Like
That's
so
listen. Dudes right now, they scared to carry this right here, bro.
yeah.
If you can't make sure both sides are symmetric, you playing yourself. And I see here because I'm like, yo, one of them sides ain't right.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
make me don't make me take out the Murano and check that real quick, bro. But that's exactly what it is. And because we had to pay for these DVDs, again, going back to things that's free and things that you're gonna pay for, so you're gonna pay more attention to. We had to buy DVDs. The first DVD I ever bought was How to Become a Barber from Jada Barber, right? And
Yeah,
I seen him on YouTube. He was the only person that was really explaining the steps when it comes to using the masters, the top, middle, bottom system. And I was confused
yeah,
coming out of barber school and not knowing nothing. I didn't grasp it. But I started watching his YouTube and then he said now he's selling a DVD. I bought one, two, and three. And I was
yeah.
watching faithfully. My wife was like, "Yo, you watching that DVD again?" I had the portable DVD player at work. I'm on a train going to work with the headphones in, watching a how-to barber DVD while I'm going to work. That's
Right.
how committed I was. Now it's at your fingertips. You can watch Faded Culture while you at a restaurant or just sitting somewhere because it's at your fingertips, but you may not pay attention to it as much as we would then because we put money into it.
Right.
So it's it's crazy because these dudes were like a DVD because we getting older and we showing our age. Talk about how we watching that we bought DVDs,
Hey,
but
just like them
that's what it
crack
was.
DVDs. That shit was iconic, bro. You
It
can't
was. I wish I still had my DVDs just to show these dudes that
forget.
this is what it is. Like we
Yeah.
had to actually buy this, and it was tangible, and that goes into like how streaming is taking money out of the artists' pockets now because you can't really add the streams, and artists feel like they are better off actually printing up CDs again than having to go on streaming sites because they're losing money. Things used to be tangible, and now that ain't the case.
Yeah,
You know.
that's true. Shit,
So listen, man.
I remember when dude CDs could sell out. A dude CD could sell out, and now I can sell you the CD for $5 because you can't get it nowhere else. You know what I mean? Here you go, boom, have
Yep.
a $10 DVD, $20 CD because then it's sold out. That tangible stuff do make a difference, bro. It do.
It's very vital, bro, in the community to have things that's tangible that you can really touch, and
Yeah,
that's what we losing is that touch factor
yeah,
because of social media, because of digital things. Eventually, we're not going like I barely take money, like people paying me with
yeah. I
paper.
don't see cash no more.
It's mostly digital. Somebody asked me for change the other day, and I was stuck. Like I don't take those. I ain't got no change because I don't take money. I take only digital currency.
Hey,
So
that was another thing that hyped me up about wanting to be a barber though, because all the barbers used to walk around with fat knots of cash, and
yeah,
I'm like, bro, I'm trying to get to that bread. Like you seeing dudes walk, niggas pull out this big ass loaf of cash, like you need change, here you go. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
That was one of the reasons why I got into barbering was my barber back in Brooklyn was a barber by the name of Gotti, and Gotti always had the crispy line up, always looked like outfit was fire, sneakers always on point, car outside looked good. I said, yo, I want to like. I didn't want to be the drug dealer. I wanted to be him because he wasn't running from the police, but he
Yep,
had the same amount of money as the drug dealer.
yep,
So that's what got me into the whole idea of
yeah,
wanting to cut hair because he was making that real money. And to this day, he's
yeah,
still at it, still cutting, still fresh,
yeah,
and continue to do what he do. Let me ask you a question because now we're in a space where we could take barbering to wherever we want to go, right?
yeah.
And you a seasoned vet in the game. Where do you see yourself in 5 years when it comes to barbering?
I mean, when it comes to barbering in 5 years, I see myself owning a shop. I actually got some things in the work right now. I ain't really told nobody about, but I see myself in the next year. I'm trying to really work on um, making money without actually having to be there.
Passive
Um,
income.
Passive income. So
Mhm.
I'm a hardworking barber. I'm just keeping a buck with you. You know, I cut sometimes in between 60 to 80 heads a week. I work long hours. On the weekend, I work super long hours. I work 6 to 6, 6 to 7, 12, 13 hour days. Um, I'm 31 years old, so some people could say I'm young. I'm gonna say I'm old, but if, by the time I'm 50 years old, I'm still gonna be cut hair. Don't get it twisted. I'm never gonna stop cut hair because I love it that much. But I want to be able to make some passive income where I can still go to my kids' soccer games and basketball games and watch my kids graduate. So I want to open up a shop. I see myself doing it. It's already in the works. I got business plans organized and stuff, and I just want to do that. And I want to all this information I give out to social media. I want to be able to give it out to people that I can see in real life and be face to face with, and actually analyze their cuts in real life and see what they got going on and tell them what they need to work on. I
So
want to be that mentor type of guy. I want to be that that seasoned barber that they can call me old school. I'm cool with all that shit. But I just want to be that guy that kind of break it down and give people a better understanding of what's going on. So I see myself opening up a shop and traveling the world, man, with my kids and wife.
that's amazing. It's good to see because I'm thinking that the barbershop life is starting to die down because the salon suite life is something that's big now. So you are still hooked on actually opening up a barbershop and not going the route of owning a salon suite.
Yeah, salon suites is cool. You know, I thought about that too, but I see the issues that a lot of salon suite owners are having, and I don't
Like
want to deal
what?
with those. Like making sure that you got somebody in the salon suite all the time. You know,
Mhm.
hiring people. A person might be with you for a year, but then they find another salon suite that's cheaper in a better location. They're gonna bounce. Now I got to find somebody to commit to a year lease every single time. We're in a barber shop. I can just get the dude straight out of school. They coming straight out of school. They need a place to cut. They want to learn more. So now I can get them straight out of school. I'm more needed. I'm more needed. I'm more needed because they see what I'm making. They see what type of person I am. They want my lifestyle, and they want to be able to cut hair similar to how I cut hair. So they want to be
Mm.
around you. You get what I'm saying? And I'm
Yeah.
there with you. Compared to a salon suite owner, you on your own. You got to figure it out on your own. 9 times out of 10, you just doing it. You got to build your own clientele. You got to bring the people in because that rent gonna always be due. You sign a contract. You get what I'm saying?
I like that,
So
bro. I like that.
I feel like the shop has to be something that's needed. And I think we lost that in the barber industry. The shop is more so like entertainment. Is goofy stuff going on and silly stuff going on, which is fine. I think it still should be some form of entertainment there. But
Yeah.
I want the shop to be more so like I need to be there for the next 5 to 10 years so I can go do my own thing. I'd rather have people like that than people that I'm forcing them to just pay me money. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel
I
like it
like
needs to
that.
be it needs to be something that's needed, bro. Like really that's needed.
I like the fact that you broke that down that way because we do need that, and I'm on the next stage of me owning salon suites because I dibble and dabble in real estate, and I love the barber industry, and I just feel like both of them go hand in hand. But I just interviewed one of my brothers here in Georgia that just opened up his first salon suite, but he has a barber shop in the same shopping area, and I was like, how is that going to work? But I understand where you're coming from, you because there's times even with me being in my suite, there's people that may come and say, hey, can you cut me? Which is rare because suites don't get that much walk-ins. But I'll be like, well, I'm sorry, and I'm the only barber here late. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm booked up and I can accommodate you. And there's nobody else I can go to inside the suite to be like, hey, can you cut them? And they will go to the next barber shop over there.
Right.
So me hearing you say that and me speaking to my brother Lamar last week and seeing that there's a space for both. He has a salon suite, and inside the salon suite is a room that's big enough to fit 4 people, which is um I don't know how big it is, but it's huge enough to have 4 stations in there, and he wants to keep it as a salon in that area. But you still got other professionals around in the same building. So now I'm looking at the industry that we can do anything. We can have a barbershop inside a salon suite
Yeah.
and have individual suites and be able to capitalize over everything. It's just the sky's the limit because of the opportunities that we get now, and
Yeah.
people are not throwing off on. Now I would never do that, or that ain't something that I've ever seen. I
Yeah.
seen the first time I seen a salon suite was in 2011. I went to the Bronner Brothers hair show in Maryland, and we had met this gentleman by the name of Will, and he showed us his salon suite. My first time ever, bro. I'd never seen nothing like it, and I was just so like a kid in the candy store when I was in his spot. You got your own shampoo bowl, you got your own old school chair, you got this is something that you decorated, and to see it now, that was what damn, I want to say that was like 15 years ago.
That was ahead. He was ahead of the curve.
And now look where we at now. I never thought that salon suits would be as big as it is. And I thought that the barbershop culture was dying down because of it. But I do still see more people are opening up shops. They taking over the Walmarts, those real estate plays with the commercial space inside Walmart that we're able to do a whole bunch of things. It's just whatever we're capable of doing as long as we play it in a business aspect.
That's to me that's the way you gotta have it, bro. Like it
Hmm.
got to be thought out. It has to be a demand, and it has to be needed, bro. Like you need this space. We need this space. You know what I mean? Rather than just open it up for shits and giggles and be like, "Oh, I own a barbershop," and nothing is thought through. You don't even know what type of barbers you want in it. You know what I mean? Like it has to be thought through from everything to the sign on the damn building.
That's a fact. So listen, I'm gonna run through these 5 quick questions. It's called Barber Questions. You know, it's gonna be a question you can answer real quick, and then we go to the next one. And the first question I got for you is, what's your top five clipper companies?
Five top clipper companies is Andis, Wall, Babyliss, Gamma. I'm missing one.
Yeah, you missing one.
Hmm.
It's always that
I'm
fifth one.
that fifth one. I'm gonna throw T. I'm gonna throw T.
T pop in there. T pop. Okay. I mean, I got a pair of
It's
T pops. Yeah.
I got a pair of T-Pops. They growing on me.
Okay. Okay. Second question I got for you is having a license important?
Um, Having a license is important. That's a great question. I think yes. I think
Why?
because every person don't know sanitation, and that's just the bottom line behind it. Like, you need to learn the history of barbering before you really can cut hair. You need to learn sanitation before you can cut hair and understand how pivotal it is to pass bacteria and germs around. Like, you need to know those type of things. So I think having a barber license is definitely important. I think now with social media, I know a lot of people gonna say no, just because like I told you before, these barber students thinking they can just come out of school, cut in the garage and be cool. You know what I mean? But is it important? Yeah, you want to be a professional. So if it requires you to be a professional, get a license, go do it.
Okay. Third question I got for you is, does having an online presence equate to building a stronger clientele?
In today's era in 2025, yes. Do I think you can do it without it? No. I mean, do I think you can do it without it? Yes. You can do it without having a content creating Instagram. Yeah, you can still do it, but I think you're going to build clientele a lot faster having online presence. Bottom line, because that's what people look. People look when the person need a new barber, they look and say, go on Instagram or TikTok. Where black barbers in Dallas, black barbers in Charlotte, black barbers in Chicago, black barbers in New York. You know what I mean? They're gonna look at it like that. So I think you got to have an online presence for sure.
Okay. Fourth question I got for you is, where do you see the barber industry in 5 years?
I mean, the barber industry is one of the top growing industries in the world. I know that much. But I see it definitely being barbers are going to be bringing a lot more to the table than what they did before, and it just keep happening. Like every decade, if you look at every decade, it's more and more and more and more and more. So I see it growing. I see prices increasing, even though I know they high now. I don't see why they wouldn't still increase, like just like everything else. So I see it growing. I see it changing. I see people doing salon suites a lot more. I see people doing barbershops that's elevated like you ain't never seen before.
Yeah.
So I think it's just gonna continue to grow.
Okay. And my final question for barber questions is, what kind of barber are you?
Brandon, be crispy, Brandon Harris. I'm more so that barber that's I'm starting to get into this era of just being like I would call it my unk era.
We unk, bro.
So I'm like, I'm a very good barber. I know that for a fact. I can cut my ass off. I can cut hair. I can cut hair pretty fast. I've been doing it for so long, but I just still want to remain that humble barber, man. I'm just a humble unk barber. Like if I could put it all together like that. I like to give back. I like to help people, and I make goofy ass content, bro. That's what I do.
You make amazing content, my brother. I don't even know, how do you even come up with, when you in the spot and you have to clean some clippers off, but it's the words on the screen, and you like, yo, that Drake makes so much sense, bro. Like, I'm like, yo, this nigga, I'm like, yo, he must be up 2 o'clock in the morning and
Jot
something just
down
come to him.
ideas.
Cause I'm like, how? But yo, it's amazing, bro, to just see all that you're doing. Keep doing it. The one of my final questions though is, I don't see you at a lot of barber shows though. But what's up with that?
I don't like them. I don't like
Why?
it. I don't know, bro. I just ain't really been to a barber show that hit me home like it was when I was a younger barber. And I don't think it's because I'm older. I think the game is just changing where it's more so like it's all about the awards rather than education and teaching
Hmm.
niggas shit. Like it's as of lately, it's just been about awards. Who can come with the most glitter and color and designs, and it's not about the learning aspect has definitely changed. I think if the shows focus more on the learning aspect and sell actual clippers, have real vendors there. I hate going to shows and I'm seeing people sell essential oils, like shit that don't got nothing really to do with the barber industry as a whole, like selling t-shirts, selling hats. Bro, I don't want no gear. I came here for barbering. Sell me some clippers. Sell me some. I want to see all the new shit that's out. Like, I just don't feel like it's a lot of education like it used to be. And that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Okay, so what's the last show you've been to?
The last show I've been to was a Barber Expo in Cleveland, whatever that was. I forgot
Okay.
what it was, but it was a Barber Expo in Cleveland. I forgot who threw it, but
Uh,
it was in Cleveland though. It was like the Cleveland Hair Show or something like that. I will have to look it up.
have you ever been to the CT Expo?
Not yet.
So this is the reason why I asked, because CT is the best
I
by
heard.
far,
I heard.
the best hair show, and I stopped going for like five, like four, like since the pandemic, and then my first year going back was this year that just passed, and it was like I never left. Just of course you're gonna see the same barbers that you always see, but I don't even focus on the education part. I focus on the networking part, talking to the barbers, watching the barbers cut while you on the trade floor, and just seeing what because. You get the clippers for cheaper when you go to that show, especially the last day. I tell people, wait till the last day. You get barber chairs for super because they don't want to take none of that stuff home, bro.
They
I
want to.
see them selling $500 barber chairs for $100, 150, just because they don't want to pay for the shipping to send it back. Clippers for half price, 60, 70% off. So that's where you go. You save your bread up to buy in bulk when you get there, especially like the level 3. Level 3 will sell you a whole bunch of wholesale stuff there. So that and I say a lot of times there's so many expos now in every state, which is cool because there's some people that never leave their state. So to have one in your state is pretty cool. But when you go to the big ones, like the next one I'm going to is the one in Vegas, because I love going to Vegas. One, to have a good time and just chill out there. But the LV Barber Expo with Jay Majors, it's just like CT. It's where you want to be. So that's September 28th. But that keeps me fueled when I go to the good ones. I've been to the bad ones. I've been to the small ones here in Georgia, but CT gonna keep me fueled and fired up to continue to keep doing what I do, and LV gonna keep me fired up to continue to do what I do. So I definitely recommend that you just go to the big ones that you know, or people that may tell you that that's the one to go to.
I'm
You
gonna have
know.
to check it out.
Yeah, so I'll see you next year in CT.
Yeah,
I'm
you'll
gonna
see me next
be,
year at CT.
bro. I want to see you at CT next year. This year was my first year having my own booth. Rachel Shaw Podcast had a booth there. We was doing interviews there. We got 360 Jeezy on the camera. We got DJ Cutter on the camera. A whole bunch of people. Even my brothers, the United Barber Club was in the building. But it was just great to just see everybody just doing their thing. And that's one. If you miss any other hair show for the year, cool, but just don't miss CT. So I'll see you there next year, my brother.
Let's go.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? But man, I just want to thank you, my brother, for taking the time. I wanted to keep this exactly on the hour because you see you had a appointment coming on the top of the hour. So I definitely appreciate you for taking the time out to support Radio Shaw Podcast. So support what I got going on. And we're going to continue the network and fellowship. And anytime you come to Georgia, my brother, tap in with me. And I could just show you around, and we could definitely have a good time.
Oh yeah, I appreciate you, man, for giving me a chance to come on the platform too, man. Great conversation. I feel like conversations like this are definitely needed.
Yes, sir. So yo, just tell the people out there anything that you want to tell them about before we get up out of here.
Hey man, just keep following my content, engage with me. You know, I go by Be Crispy the Barber, man, you know. So tap in with me. I appreciate all my followers and all my supporters, man, that's always tapping in with me. But yeah. And then join that broadcast channel too. Be Crispy Gang. You can get a lot of good information in there.
That's a fact. So yo, this your boy Terry the Barber, Razor Sharp Podcast. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a friend, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.